Hey there! We got some tiki music playing. We've got summer seems to be in full session. We've had a string of days where it hasn't really been. It's been in the 80s at least, if not 90s. I got my aviators on because people said, "Man, your aviators look really good on you." Unfortunately, with the aviators on, I can't see my drink board. I will learn not to write drinks in red ink because those just don't show up at all. So we're gonna take these things off and we're gonna get ready to make some drinks for you guys. What do you think? Sounds like a plan for a Sunday evening. I have already pulled a rum for this evening's toasting. We're gonna see about killing an old friend here. Um, so what we're doing, we are killing off the bottle of the Zaya 12 here this evening.
Okay.
I've had this bottle for quite a while. Zaya is now producing a Grand Reserva 12, which isn't aged 12 years because they can't say that.
Right, because they're not, right?
Because they're not actually. And this is actually a better rum than the new one. But there's nothing we can do about that. So I'm tired of having this bottle. Well, I'm not tired of having this bottle on the shelf. But unfortunately, I think it's just time to say goodbye. This is one of those bottles that's been with me since I first got a copy of Smuggler's Cove and started doing the numbering system from Smuggler's Cove on the bottles. So this is a Type 1 rum, long aged, or lightly aged. Sorry.
Lightly aged.
No, that's long aged. That's and so there you go. A fine Zion sipping rum. What are we toasting to? We are toasting to Captain Gregory's having a tiki menu again. Yay! Captain Gregory is still serving donuts, especially on National Donut Day
last Friday.
And us hanging out with new friends from
Tiki Nova.
Tiki Nova.
That we met at the Trader Vic's pop-up.
The Trader Vic's pop-up, in the district. Yeah. And
maybe we'll get them on the show one day.
Someday, yeah, that would be a plan.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to drink this because this is going to be yummy unless it is oxidized really badly because there was not a whole lot of rum in that bottle. You on the sweet side? Yeah, she likes it that way.
Like you.
Mm. I have a reputation to uphold, and apparently that's it. So, yeah. Oh, that's tasty. I'm going to miss this bottle. Oh, I'm going to miss the contents of that bottle. It is,
we have a Colleen.
It is a little on the... You can tell that it's been in a bottle with a large amount of air for a while. It is certainly not off by any means. That is still quite tasty rum. But it's just not quite as crisp as it once was. Anyway, but you don't look for crisp in a long-aged rum, right? So here we go. What are we going to do this evening? Well, it's summer. It's warm out there. And so we're going to do a series of probably my favorite style of tiki drink, which is the Swizzle, which uses up a ton of crushed or flaked ice. And these drinks are just extraordinarily cold. And I just love making them. They require this cool, nifty little stick, a lele stick, right? Also called a swizzle stick, not to be confused with swizzle sticks like these, which are just stir sticks. No, this is an actual swizzle that we're going to use in glasses that look like this. So swizzles are often made in a typical zombie glass like such. I also, in addition to the zombie glasses, have these double tall Collins glasses, and those work really well for this as well. So we're going to do a couple of these, have some fun this evening, drink well, my friends. So the first drink that we're going to do is, it's a variation on the Queen's Park Swizzle, and this drink is brought to us by Sam Miller from Pagan Idol. We were listening. Why am I doing this drink this evening? Because we were listening to a broadcast from Sam Miller today, and he was talking about tiki, some of the problematic aspects of tiki, how we handle that, how they handle that at Pagan Idol. And he's also championing an organization called B4 Change, I think is the name of the organization. A B and a 4 and a change, I think is, and change is the word change. I think is his organization. Helping underrepresented individuals and communities and giving back to the hospitality industry in ways that only the hospitality industry, in fact, can do. His mantra seems to be educate, 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 educate. There's a fine line between appropriation and appreciation, and one of the ways that keeps you on the right side of that line is knowing what you're doing and having knowledge of it and being always willing to learn about it. And that just makes your decisions about things like tiki culture better decisions, wherever you draw that particular line. Okay, so we are going to make his drink, which is a variation of Queen's Park Swizzle, and that starts with a bunch of mint. So we are going to grab some mint leaves here.
Because we have mint.
Because we have mint, because, well, my darling wife, she volunteers for an organization called Carpenter Shelter, and they were having an award ceremony for volunteers yesterday?
Yesterday.
And she had contacted one of the people that helps run Carpenter Shelter or contributes to Carpenter Shelter in some way, and found out that they had lots of mint. And as a consequence,
she showed up with a bouquet.
She showed up with a bouquet of mint. And now we have a bouquet of mint, and I'm going to use it this evening. Okay, so we put about 8 mint leaves in the bottom of this glass. We are going to add some passion fruit syrup. And I keep saying that I need to make more passion fruit syrup, and I desperately do. So we will see how well this is doing. Yeah, we're still fine. How's that for the scientific method, right? Looks good, smells good. There's no funky after, weird sense to this. There's so much sugar in this, it's hard to believe that it would ever go bad.
Did I tell you Greg's on?
Yes, hon. You were mentioning who was on. Greg and Colleen and David and Chris are on. There's probably others. If you're on, please say hi. We'd love to know that you're here. We're going to do so that was 1/3 of an ounce of the passion fruit syrup. We're going to do 1/3 of an ounce of cinnamon syrup, or in our case, the spiced syrup, the house spiced syrup. What makes this different from everybody else's cinnamon syrup? Well, a couple of things. One, I let mine steep overnight, and 2, there are a lot more spices in this than there are in cinnamon syrup. There is cinnamon in here, but there's also allspice and cloves and cardamom and nutmeg and. Right. So there we go. We've got our syrups in there. I'm going to add 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice to this, and then I'm going to mash this up just a little bit to kind of break up those mint leaves some, just like that. We're going to take our lele stick, stick that in there. I may actually have to get a muddler because this lele stick is just a little too broad to get all the way down there. So we're going to do this. Just going to take the other end. Now I don't want to crush these leaves too badly. I don't want to do anything more than really bruise them. So there we go. Yep, that works. We've got a little mint flavor coming through there. We need 2 ounces of rum in here, and we're going to go with 1 ounce of the Dr. Bird, a good solid Jamaican rum. Like such. And then we're going to do another ounce, but this one is going to be Barbados rum. This is the Real McCoy 3-year. I really toyed with the idea of just using the Probitas, which essentially is a combination of Barbadian and Jamaican rums anyway. That looks really gross. It's all brown and gooey and icky. And now what we're going to do is we're going to throw a bunch of crushed ice in there. I'm desperately hoping that I have enough crushed ice to do 3 of these. We'll find out. If not, it's going to get loud. All right. So we're going to start with that, about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way up with the glass. And then you're just going to bring your lele stick down. some ice out. Keep going here. Just make sure this all gets incorporated. Ideally, I'd really like this lele stick to go all the way down so that I can actually pull up some of those mint leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in here with a little pick, stir that up just a tad, bring some of these mint leaves up just a bit so they can get caught by the lele. Lele. There we go. I know what you're saying. If I were to do that, I'd have stuff everywhere. Nah, you really wouldn't. It's not that hard. It's also a different motion for my shoulder, which that's probably good for me. I don't know, maybe. Now what you're looking for is to get a good frost on this glass, and it'll take it a moment or two to build that up. Take that lele stick out, throw it in the sink so I can rinse it off. We are not done. We're not done by a long shot with this cocktail because it comes with a float, and a fairly sizable float of Angostura bitters. I know, this seems strange. And in fact, you want enough of this bitters where you have a significant layer of red Angostura on top of this cocktail. Like such. There you go. Now, if you want, you can break that up with some other bitters, just so it's not all Angostura. What are you going to add here? I'm going to add a little peach bitters just because I want to do that. Doesn't need to, but there we go. You can tell you're getting frost on this glass, right? Let's see that building up. We're going to stick one of our little stir sticks in there, like that. And then we're going to take a straw from Surfside Sips. We're going to stick that in there. How about this one? Will that work? That'll work. Now you're going to punch this right through the Angostura, so there's going to be some Angostura in the straw, and that'll go down. We need some more mint. Not that much mint, not that little mint. There we go. Put some leaves here on the table, like such. Ah, fine looking mint. Fine looking mint. Give that a snip. And you can do this. Yeah, smack that mint, baby. Woo! Smack that mint up. All right, there you go. Smacking it against the side of the glass, I will sometimes smack it in on my hands, but smacking against the side of the glass will also give the side of the glass a little bit of mint flavoring or mint scent. So you want to stick this around the actual straw, so you've got to stick your nose down into the mint in order to get that to come, in order to take a sip. And there we go. This is the Sampson Swizzle by Sam Miller out of Pagan Idol. And this is a variation of the Queen's Park Swizzle. So we are going to take a taste of this. Oh. Oh, happy day.
That's really good.
That's, yeah. And this glass is only going to get colder. I mean, you've got a sheen of ice on this thing that is much thicker than you would normally get.
That's one of the cats from the Horror and Clay folks.
Yes, Horror and Clay made this mug, right? Or they glass. They didn't make it. They released it. They sold it.
Yeah.
It was part of their stuff.
Yeah.
We really like their.
The other one. The other one's Figment. That's Figment. It's
right.
their cats.
It's their cats. Yep.
And this one's Ember. Is that right? I don't know.
That sounds right to me.
That sounds right.
Yep. But there you go. There is the Sampson Swizzle. I love these drinks. They're fun to make. They don't require a whole lot of shaking, obviously. Everybody goes, what is that when you're making it with the little lele stick?
Yeah.
You do need to have good mint in
Yeah.
order to do this, and so we haven't been able to do them in a while.
Do you want to sip before it runs away?
Here, let me I'm gonna reach in here with a different straw.
You don't need a different straw.
But well, you need it for my cocktail. Now, I will say that you should probably lift the straw up and sink it down.
To get more Angostura.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Angostura really adds to that cocktail. We're going to return to this idea of floating something on top of the cocktail as we go on. But next, do we have anything new this week?
Elizabeth is here. She's late. She's still in North Carolina.
Yay, Elizabeth! You're still in North Carolina, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Out. We have cats. Today's been a weird day for our cats. I laid down on the bed, and one of our cats that doesn't like to snuggle snuggled up to me and wouldn't let me leave.
Wrapped around your arm.
Wrapped around my arm. Every time I tried to move, he just grabbed onto my arm a little more. I don't know. It was, Daddy, I'm a needy cat today. Which was darling and cute, but it's just a little surprising. Okay, one down. What do we have that's new? I sent the wife off to the store, and the wife, when she goes off to the international market, often comes home with things that I don't know what to do with. So of course we're going to use them this evening. One of those is this, Foco's Mangosteen Nectar. So I didn't know what a mangosteen was. No clue, had to look it up. They're indigenous to Southeast Asia. They're a fruit that tastes kind of like, well, it's hard to say because everybody has slightly different tastes with regard to the mangosteen. I think it tastes a little like lychee, a little like peach. Some people say they taste like kiwis and strawberries, and I don't think so, at least not to my palate at all. But we're going to go with that. We're going to go with a lychee kind of flavor to that. And that takes us to our next cocktail, because the next cocktail is a thing called Beachbum's Arrival. Now, as the story goes, Ian Burrell, rum ambassador to the world, father to Equiano rum, international rum ambassador, was tending bar and got word that Jeff Beachbum Berry was coming. And so he had like 5 minutes to whip up something in Barry's honor on the spot. And this is the drink that he came up with. Now, the version that he did is a shaken cocktail. We're going to do it as a swizzle. He also happened to have on hand some coconut rum. And when I put this item on the menu for this evening, I could have sworn that I had a sampler of some coconut rum from our friends David and Chris. As it turns out, the sampler doesn't include coconut rum, but it does include pineapple rum, so we're going to go with that instead. I know it's not the same, but we're going to do it anyway. So here we go. This is our take on Beachbum's Arrival, done as a swizzle with a couple of minor changes here, because his version uses lychee juice, and we're going to use mangosteen nectar in place of that. So here we go. We're once again going to reach for a swizzle glass. That's not actually a swizzle glass. That's not what this is called. This is a zombie glass. But these are all basically the same kind of glass. So you make swizzles in zombie glasses. That's what you do. All right, so what goes in here? Well, first of all, I'm going to toss a little bit of ice in here to start with, because our first liquid that's going to go in here is orgeat. And if I can't get to the bottom of this glass with my lele stick, I'm totally going to need more crushed ice. Then I'm not going to be able to get the orgeat up and into the drink because, well, I'm just not going to be able to do that. So, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a little ice in, and then we're going to put the orgeat in. Here is a bottle of homemade orgeat. What is orgeat? You probably, all of you that are listening to this have probably already been on the channel, so you probably already know. This is essentially an almond milk syrup. So you're food processing some almonds with some hot water, letting them sit, squeezing them out in order to create an almond milk, and then you are sweetening that with sugar and usually some orange blossom and rose water in there to give it just a little extra oomph, zhuzh, as it were. And that's what we've got here is my homemade almond orgeat. Half ounce of this. My dear wife has ventured into the back room. I can hear her puttering around with the ice, which means she is probably going to be a dear heart and make me some more crushed ice. Had I not made her the test drink this evening, I would have enough ice to do this, but, you know, I had to test the drink out first, right? Okay, we need 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. I would ask if there are any questions, but only she can see the comments. They are hidden from me while I'm up here, so she can't do double duty and crush ice in the back or get ice out of the back and do comments. So you just have to deal. I'll catch up with you later, hopefully. All right, next up, we are going to go with 1 3/4 ounce of mangosteen nectar. I put that into a different bottle, which I now can't find. Here we go. Because I knew I wasn't going to use all of this evening, and I wanted to be able to keep it, so I put it in a glass bottle. So 1 3/4 ounce of the mangosteen. There's a 3/4. And there's a full ounce. Oh, is she going to crush? Or she's going to make me crush?
I'm going to wait until you're not making a drink. Or do you want me to crush it now?
I know what I can do. I can put all of the ingredients in here,
Uh-huh.
and then I can start swizzling.
And while you're swizzling,
and while I'm
crush.
swizzling, the wife will crush, because you won't be able to hear anything while the ice crusher is
Yeah.
going, I promise. Okay, 3/4 of an ounce of Ray and Nephew white overproof rum.
Yum.
This is Jamaica's #1 rum. It is the Ray and Nephew white overproof. So we're going to go 3/4 of an ounce. It is so popular that it comes with these stupid little plastic speed pours built in. Yikes. All right. Oh, that goes up there. Yes, I'm stretching with my right shoulder, which I should not do. Bad person. I need 3/4 of an ounce of Angostura 1919 rum, which I put there.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do almost any clean Puerto Rican, like column still Spanish style rum for this. In fact, the original recipe calls for Bacardi 8.
Mm-hmm.
But a genuine substitute for that is the 1919. So we're going to go 3/4 of an ounce of the 1919. You could kick this up by doing like the 1824 version of this rum, but this rum is $20, $25 a bottle, and the 1824 is $70 a bottle. So yeah, you might not want to do that. Next, we need 3/4 of an ounce of an aged rum agricole. Right, so we're going to go, so we've got Jamaican, we've got clean column still, and we are going to go with Ed Hamilton's La Favorite. And we're going to go with the La Favorite, the dark one, the really old one, which I can't remember and I'm not going to make any attempt to pronounce the French because you don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear that. Nobody needs to hear me try and do French. No. And then, because we're not done yet with the rums, right? So I did say that normally here we would go with coconut rum.
Right.
There's supposed to be coconut rum in this, and there isn't. There still isn't going to be. We're going to go with pineapple rum.
Excellent.
And we are using the pineapple rum. Well, this is pineapple flavored rum from Lion Distillery. Yep.
Yeah.
Feels like my lights are flickering on me. I don't know why.
Because the light over there is flickering.
Oh, okay. All right, we've got ½ ounce here. Oop. And then we're going to fill this with ice. But I need the lele stick. I'm going to stick the lele stick in there before I start filling this up with ice.
Okay, I'm going to start making noise.
All right, so you're not going to be able to hear anything in a moment or two. Let's get this in there. Here we go. We're going to swizzle away. I could be a smart aleck and just move my lips and make you think that I'm talking and you not be able to hear me. That sort of thing, but that would be cruel and mean, and I don't want to do that to you guys. That would be mean. That was a little strange. I looked over and it appeared that there was smoke or steam coming off of this, and it's actually from the incense. I was like, what? What's going on? You should not be twirling this so fast that you start fires. That's not how this is supposed to work. I'm going to turn this slightly on its side here. I want to make sure that I get the orgeat incorporated. I'll take this out and give it a taste. Might have been better with the coconut rum. I will say that the lion rum, pineapple rum, is very pineapple-y. Comes through pretty clearly. It's not a liqueur. Oh, heck no. No, it is the exact opposite of a liqueur. This thing clocks in at 114 proof. This is not going to be a mild drink. So there we go. Ice on that. It is supposed to be garnished with, what else? A bunch of mint. So we're going to grab a bunch of mint.
Hang on me.
Oh no! Ice crusher being on me.
Yes.
I'm going to do this again. Probably stick a straw in here. What kind of straw would you like with this, honey? Would you like a Surfside sip straw?
I would like a Surfside sip straw.
How about one with a floater on it? Would that be good?
Yeah.
So we featured these before. So here you go. This is a Surfside sip straw with a little glass float on it with the netting around it. Stick that in here. Just a twirl a bit. We are going to stick some mint in there. And then I'm going to reach over. We're going to garnish this a couple more ways because I want to get rid of some of these little garnishy things that we have here. So this is a little miniature paper palm tree. It's a little crepe paper thing. If you can get it to work right, it sticks on one side. Come on, you can do this. There we go. There we go. Come on, got it? Yeah. So you can stick your little palm tree in there like that. We do want a swizzle here. Sure, we'll reach in and we'll do a tiki cat swizzle for a glass that has tiki cats on it. And that'll go right in there. And there you have it. This is Beachbum's Arrival, done with mangosteen juice and done as a swizzle instead of a shaken drink. I'm going to stick our nose in here and see what this tastes like. That's a remarkably fine little cocktail. I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to let my wife talk to you about this cocktail while I attack my ice crusher. Trade.
It's being ornery, and it's not liking me today. So I don't know what's going on here. So I'm going to try this.
That's the wrong plug.
That's good. Yum.
Yep, that's what the problem is.
Did it
It's
freeze
frozen.
up?
Yep, it's frozen up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Nope, it's all right.
Okay. It's all right.
No more crushed ice tonight.
No more crushed ice tonight. I like how the bubbler, the float straw gives a little bubbler to it.
A little soda, a little effervescence, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's yummy.
Yeah, so the crushed ice has just formed a mass at the bottom there.
Okay.
So we'll just have to come at it the other way.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay. You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you still working on one over there? Well, okay. Then I will drink on this until you're finished with that one.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay, that's fair.
So there we go. We've got 2 Swizzles down. It's 8 o'clock. We've been at this for half an hour, so we're actually trucking right along. That's pretty amazing.
We only get part of the chair.
Oh, we only get part of the chair. She's having to share the chair.
We have Jamila, and we have JC.
Jamila, yay! And Jay?
Uh-huh.
Excellent, excellent. Well met, friends.
And we have a Keith who is responding a message.
Yay, Keith. Nice to know you're here, in spirit anyway, or in spirits. Keith, I hope you don't mind us making fun of the fact that you are often in Facebook jail on a week-to-week basis. If you do, tough. We're still going to do it, probably. All right. So my love affair with the Swizzle. Back before COVID, in the before times, on myself after 21 years of dating my lovely wife, to get down on bended knee and ask her to marry me. Our relationship had hit the point where it was old enough to drink, so it only seemed fair that we throw a great big party. So we did that. And I was cruising on the year of being a fiancé, and then the year after being, like, just being newlyweds, leading up to our first anniversary party. And what we decided to do for our anniversary parties is take them on the road. The original idea was to go to places where we had friends that couldn't make it to the wedding, or for one reason or another, we didn't have space or whatever. We wanted to share our wedding and wedding celebration with them, so we wanted to take our wedding anniversary on the road. And the first year, we went down south to New Orleans to hang with Matt and Gabby, who couldn't make the wedding. And so we got in, and the first night we were there, we decided to go tiki hunting in the French Quarter, and we ended up not making it to latitude 29, Beachbum Barry's place. Instead, we stopped at Tiki Tolteca. And you wander upstairs, or wandered upstairs. They're now closed except for private events now. You wandered upstairs, and there was this nice little tiny little tiki bar, quite fun. And after having a couple of drinks, I was looking around for something else to drink, and I was like, I don't know. Bartender's choice, hate to do that to you, but... And so we started talking a little bit, and he said, well, have you ever had a 151 Swizzle? And I'm like, no, and I can't get lemon heart, so I can't make my own. And he said, well, A, I have good news for you, and B, I'm going to serve you a 151 Swizzle, which is more good news. The first good news was the Lemon Heart and Sons was now producing 151 again. Yay! Secondly, he made me a 151 Swizzle. The 151 Swizzle also has a nifty little napkin trick that goes around the glass, because the glass is supposed to be so cold you can't really hold it. And he did that to a T and placed it in front of me. And this is a cocktail that uses 151 lemon heart and absinthe and lime juice. And it's just amazing, and I fell in love with the Swizzle. And of course, he was using a lele stick, and I'd never seen it used before. And I'm going to waggle it in front of your face. It was just a quasi-magical experience on an anniversary trip that was absolutely magical. Not the least of which because it was the first of many anniversaries to come with my darling wife, and sharing it with some of our great friends. So there's my love affair, where my love affair with Swizzles started. And so you are being subjected to my love of Swizzles this evening. And now we're going to do the third and last of the Swizzles, which is an as yet unnamed Swizzle. I have no idea what to call this. I had something in mind, and then I made the drink earlier today. I'm going to tweak that recipe just a tad. But while that recipe came out just fine, It was not at all the drink I had pictured in my head. So all of the naming conventions that I was thinking for it, gone, out the window. Nope, those don't work. So you can help me come up with a name for this once you see the Swizzle. So let's do this. We are going to use one of these guys. We are going to start with some ice in here. I think I'm going to make it, actually. I think that is going to be the case with the ice that got crushed earlier by my wife and what's left in here. I think we got this. I think we're okay. First of all, we're going to go with a ½ ounce of falernum. I can't brag about the new thing yet because it's not installed. There's a ½ ounce there. And then we're going to do a ½ ounce of the lime cordial. I think I showed you the lime cordial the other day. So what I've done is I've taken the lime husks and a few of the lemon husks and the ends of them and thrown them in a vacuum sealer bag with an equal portion of sugar and let them sit. Let them sit and let them sit, and they pull all the moisture out of the citrus. And then you strain that off and you get this cordial, which is very sugary, but also very, very tart. And I generally use this instead of using the Rose's lime cordial. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep doing that. I grabbed a bag this evening when I was doing...
Sunday Swizzle.
The Sunday Swizzle. The Swindle Swizzle. How's that? So I think I'm just going to keep doing that. And as I keep doing that, I can just keep adding to the lime cordial bottle and pour off some lime cordial for people that want it and that sort of thing. We're going to go with a scant ½ ounce of the lime cordial because I don't want this to get too sweet, and we thought it was maybe just a tad too sweet earlier. So there we go. There's a scant ½ ounce. We're going to go with a full ounce of the mangosteen nectar, which is here. There you go. 1 ounce of that. Now, the original idea for this called for only a ¼ ounce of lime juice, and that just seemed like it was not quite enough. Which I went with a ¼ ounce because I didn't want it to get over limed by this because of the lime cordial that's already in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a ¼ ounce of the lime juice, as with the original, but then I'm going to reach over here and I'm going to grab the lemon juice, and we are going to go a ¼ ounce of lemon juice as well. And I'm hoping that the sort of more bracing upfront briskness of the lemon juice will do good things for this. Next up, the drink I made for Star earlier, we used the Plantation 3-Star. So the Plantation 3-Star is a mix of Jamaican, Barbados, and Trinidad rums. It's a very solid blend. Love using this. Star thinks would maybe kick up the Jamaican just a tad. So normally we would do 1.5 ounces of this. So I'm going to go a full ounce of the Plantation. All right, there we go. But then I'm going to add a ½ ounce of another Jamaican rum. And here, I'm going to use Worthy Park's Rum Bar. This is a white overproof coming in at 63% alcohol, so 126 proof. We're going to go a ½ ounce of that. It smells... it's that bananas right at the point where you want to take those bananas and make banana bread with them. That's what this smells like. This. It's just... oh, it's so good. I mean, assuming you like that smell. Okay. There we have the ingredients for this cocktail. I need more ice. Here. Swizzle this up. That goes in there. I'm going to reach over here and grab. Nope. Oh, we didn't get any of that. Okay. All right. We're going to lay stick this. Yes, I know I should be cleaning the lay stick in between these. If you come over for a tiki party, I promise I will do that. It's just Star and I this evening. Not so worried about it. Okay, some of that ice is broken up, so we're going to try and get a little more ice out of here. We're going to cut this so close. So close. Various techniques for using the lay stick. You'll see me, I'm using the preferred two-handed method to roll it back and forth with both hands moving. But as I was up closer to the top, you may have seen me just holding one hand steady and moving the other one back and forth. Whatever you prefer, whatever works for you. I'm going to pull that lay stick out. But we're not done, because I talked about layering here, and so we are going to put another layer of something on top of this cocktail. I want just a tad more ice, which is good, because pretty much all I got is about a tad more ice, like such. Sneaking it in. So what are we going to do here? The bartender's friend, green chartreuse. Now, this is going to be a potent drink, because the green chartreuse is coming in at 55%. So we're going to go a ½ ounce of the green chartreuse. And I'm going to take just a little flat pick here and pour over that. All right, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a light green sheen over the top of it. There you go. Yeah, you can see that. All right. But we're not done. We're going to grab some Peychaud's bitters. And bitters will float on just about anything. So we're just going to do that. Fair amount of the Peychaud's. All right, so we're aiming for a little bit of a red and a little bit of the green float on there. I'm also going to reach for... You could reach for some orange. Yeah, let's do that. I did the orange bitters earlier in the day. It worked out nicely. I'm going to do that as well. So we're going to add some orange bitters to the top of this. Okay, here we go. We've got a light layer of green at the top and then a layer of the red from the Peychaud's, sort of a red-orange mixture from the orange bitters. But we're not done, because it's garnishing time, baby. All right, so what are we going to do for a garnish? We are going to grab scissors.
Scissors?
Scissors. We're going to garnish this with scissors. You should never drink with scissors. Okay. Move, dear heart. So, in volunteering...
Oh, that's right.
She got...
You can show the logo.
Yeah, so there we go. We got the Carpenter Shelter logo right there. See that? Yep, that's who she volunteers for. They specialize in homeless individuals and getting them back on their feet and housing them. Mm-hmm. Not just individuals, but also families. And so, yeah, they do really good work, just like Star does in stealing cocktails from me. Okay, so we're going to reach in here. I'm going to grab one of these flowers. We're just going to snip that off. See, ain't that pretty? Yep. And this is going to go back over here. And we're going to stick that in. Shake that a little bit. Stick that flower in there. Then we're going to add some mint. See, I originally thought that this cocktail was going to look a little weird with the green up at the top, and I thought it might kind of just be like a swampy looking mess at the top. And so I was thinking, oh, I'll put like a tentacle coming off of it, and then I'll stick some like semi-wilted mint in it, and it'll just be kind of creepy, and it'll be a great cocktail for doing the Halloween tiki party when we get around to doing that. All right, so we're going to stick this in there. And then it came out way too pretty to do that, so we're not going to do that. I am going to grab a tiki straw here. Again, from Surfside Sips. We love their stuff. You too can get Surfside Sips straws. You can do that by going to their website and typing in Lovecraft Cocktail, or just Lovecraft, excuse me, Lovecraft, and you will get 20% off on your order, which is pretty awesome, pretty cool. We're going to stick a swizzle in here. Let's see, let's do this. Sure, this is this is from Grogu. This is from The Mandalorian, because it's got a frog at the bottom. See, it's a frog at the bottom, and a little Mandalorian dude at the top. But Mandalorian dude, yeah, it's Grogu. Okay, it's not Baby Yoda. It's Grogu. All right, that goes in there. All right, there you go. There is the what? The Sunday Swizzle? Is that what someone tried to call that?
Jay.
There you go. Is that not a gorgeous freaking drink? Have we not done well here? I'm gonna take a sip of this, and hopefully this one came out okay. Mm. Just those minor little tweaks. Very well balanced.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's interesting because earlier today I
Finished another one of those.
had this version of this drink, and it was like maybe a little more lime. It's a little sweet, and you know what?
You know,
it's not quite balanced.
And I'm not a guy that likes making sweet drinks. So,
right,
yep.
right. And so this is the revision, and it's really good.
And if you take the swizzle that's there and you mix that up a little bit, such that your bitters are more incorporated in that cocktail, it'll probably be even better. Yep. We do love the chartreuse. The chartreuse is really nice.
Good.
Yep.
That is good.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the other one I stole from you.
So she's gonna finish that one. So the verdict here is, yes, this drink works. Sunday Swizzle, if it's not already taken, sure, we can do that. I got no problems with using that as a moniker for this.
We have to make sure we do not chew the stems or eat the drink, the flowers.
Flowers, yes.
Because they are poisonous.
Okay. Don't eat the flowers. I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pauline says it's very pretty.
It is very pretty. It's also deadly. Okay. You should check on these things before you give them to your guests, I guess. Right? Okay. Back to the Zaya. That's still... That is quite a sweet rum, but it is quite good. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The verdict. The verdict on the mangosteen nectar. I think we can have some mangosteen nectar around, especially as like a sub for lychee when you can't find lychee. I think that works. It's a little too sweet to have on its own. At least I think so. I'm saying a little too much this evening. Much better than early episodes, though. Oh my goodness. Whew. Stars going through those early episodes, and it just makes me cringe how much I was saying and So hopefully I am better about that. David, am I? You were the one that pointed it out to me. So I should have done this earlier. This is the mangosteen nectar, and I should give my wife and I tastes of this straight up so we know what it tastes like. I've actually tasted it earlier, but the wife hasn't. She has no idea what this stuff tastes like. So Come forth, dear. What I'm making the wife get up and down and up and down. Getting exercise from her.
And my hip's feeling better, so I can do that.
So there you go. Here is some mangosteen nectar. It's mangosteen.
Because it's important to taste all the ingredients so
Right.
that you...
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't need to, but he does because
Right.
he makes the drinks. I just drink them.
Little peachy.
Little peachy, little lychee.
Peachy
Yeah,
lychee.
peachy lychee.
No, this isn't going to be the peachy lychee
No.
swizzle.
No.
There's not enough mangosteen in there. Not sure I'd want to drink mangosteen juice straight, though.
No.
It would be really good in a breakfast cocktail. It would be really good as part of like orange juice and that sort of thing. Like if you just wanted to do a mix of fruit juices, a little guava, a little mangosteen, a little orange would be, maybe a squeeze of lime in there would be quite good. I'm supposed to remind you, and that provided a nice cue or segue into this. So next week, I'm sorry to say that we will not be doing a Quarantiki broadcast at 7:30 in the evening. As it turns out, the band that we have followed since we started dating, the band that was playing the night I asked my wife to marry me, and she said yes, that band is playing next Sunday. And so we don't miss them when they come to town. It's just a rule. We don't. And their concert is right in the middle of when, well, our usual broadcast time is right in the middle of their concert. So we will be at the concert and not broadcasting. But that does not mean that Quarantiki number 112, oh my God, 112, isn't going to happen next week. It's just going to happen early. I believe I set a time of 13:30, or that's 1:30 for you civilian types, in the afternoon on Sunday. And we will be doing brunch or morning cocktails. And no, we will not be doing a Bloody Mary because I can't stand them. But we will be doing other things that you can do as morning cocktails or brunching cocktails. And if you're interested, or if I still happen to have some left, there might be a cocktail or two featuring some mangosteen nectar, because that seems like it would work out okay. So there you go. That's 3 different Swizzles. We did the Sampson Swizzle. We did Beachbum's arrival as a Swizzle. And then we did what I guess we're going to call the Sunday Swizzle from this point on.
Yeah?
It's going in the book. I think it's a good one. And
Hey.
it's very pretty. And so we're just going to call it quits here. I'm going to drink some water now, and we're going to clean up. And we will talk to you next week for brunch next week when we do not summer Swizzles, but summer brunch drinky things, lighter cocktails. There may be some spritzy action going on, that sort of thing. Probably some Prosecco will be involved. Who knows? I don't know. We'll find out. It'll figure itself out by the time we get there. Adios, my friends. Drink some daggone good cocktails. This is Pooch and Star from Lovecraft Cocktails signing off for another week, and we'll see you again.